Princess Leonor is already 18 years old. One day she will receive the throne and become Queen of Spain, but the main thing that interests people is who will become her husband. Rumor has it that the princess already has a crush. What connects her with this tall Brazilian millionaire who hugged her tenderly at graduation? And who is this guy in military uniform looking at whom the princess's eyes sparkle so brightly? I'll tell you everything you want to know about Princess Leonor's love life in this video. I believe that Princess Leonor will soon become one of the most popular princesses in Europe, perhaps even surpassing the popularity of Princess Diana and Kate Middleton. There are a few reasons for this. First, she is very beautiful with her cute teenage cheeks. Second, she exudes a special magnetism and seems to possess a strong character, likely strengthened by her studies at the military academy. At the same time, I think it's important to remember that she is also an ordinary teenage girl with her dreams, fears, and crushes. She likely faces difficulties due to her obligations to her parents and country. She can't simply go out with friends and relax without attracting attention and potentially facing media scrutiny the next day. This attention is challenging, particularly for a vulnerable and sensitive teenage girl. That's probably why the Spanish royal court carefully conceals Princess Leonor's relationships. However, as an 18-year-old adult, she likely experienced her first love and heartbreak. And in this video, I collected all the possible boyfriends, at least those stories that hit the press. Princess Leonor of Asturias was born on October 31st, 2005, into the royal family of Spain. She is the elder daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia. The baby made her first public appearance just a week after her birth, when her mother, Queen Letizia, was discharged from the International Hospital in Madrid. The parents posed for photographers outside of the hospital and gave the world a first glimpse of the little royal. After Leonor's birth, Felipe, who was a prince at the time, held a press conference along with the medical team. Since then, Princess Leonor has constantly appeared in the press. She has grown up in the public eye and has garnered significant attention, leading to the term Leonor mania. This level of interest is not surprising, considering that she is slated to become the first Queen of Spain since 1868. When the girl was born, she did not have the title of princess, but was only an infanta. She was referred to as Her Royal Highness Infanta Doña Leonor. However, when her father, Felipe VI, became king in 2014, Leonor received the title Her Royal Highness the Princess of Asturias and became heir to the throne. The Spanish monarchy gives preference to male heirs. If the couple had a third child, a boy, he would become the heir. However, since King Felipe and Queen Letizia only had two daughters, the eldest of them would inherit the throne. Therefore, Leonor was prepared from childhood to become queen. At 9, she made her first official visit. At 13, Princess Leonor delivered her first ever public address for the 40th anniversary of Spain's constitution. Since then, she has regularly given speeches and attended important events. This must be a big burden for a little girl. While her peers are having fun, she must balance her royal duties with her studies. Princess Leonor is interested in dating and falling in love like any other girl her age. When rumors about her having a boyfriend started circulating in the press at 17, some people thought it was too young to start a relationship. However, considering that her mother, Letizia, started dating her first future husband at 16, it doesn't seem all that early. Letizia's first marriage lasted more than 10 years, and only after they split up did she meet her second husband, who later became the King of Spain. It seems that royal traditions do not strictly bind Princess Leonor. Her father, the King of Spain, married a commoner, and her mother was previously married before meeting her father. The young princess is likely allowed to choose who she dates freely. Nevertheless, she needs to maintain a clean reputation, as she will eventually become the primary figure of the Spanish monarchy. When the 17-year-old princess attended her graduation from UWC Atlantic College in South Wales in 2023, everyone noticed that she was wearing a gold necklace with the word hub, which means love in Arabic. It was no coincidence that the princess chose to wear this jewelry, as she is fluent in Arabic and fully understands its meaning. Rumors quickly spread in the press about the significance of Leonor wearing this necklace. Journalist Martin Bianchi, the former editor-in-chief of Hola, suggested that the necklace might be a gift from her grandfather, the disgraced King Juan Carlos, who has been living in the United Arab Emirates since 2020. But why would her grandfather give her such a necklace? Other journalists suggested that the necklace may have been a subtle hint. It's possible that the princess herself chose to hint to someone about her feelings, or perhaps she received it as a gift from her lover. There are many theories on the internet regarding who could have given her this necklace. According to one of these theories, the necklace could have been a gift from Prince Hassan of Morocco. He is only 2 years older than Princess Leonor, and they would make a beautiful couple. He is also the heir to the throne and very handsome. The Spanish and Moroccan royal families have maintained good relations for many years. For example, in 2019, King Felipe VI of Spain and his wife Letizia officially visited Morocco. There have been speculations about the possibility of Princess Leonor marrying Prince Hassan. However, if such an event were to occur, it could potentially lead to significant complications regarding succession to the throne in both countries. Furthermore, the couple's differing religious affiliations, Prince Hassan being Muslim and Princess Leonor being Catholic, could pose another challenge. Additionally, neither Morocco's nor Spain's constitution would allow a monarch to serve as sovereign in a nation other than its own. It is unlikely that either of them would be willing to relinquish their right to the throne. Therefore, the suggestion that Princess Leonor could marry Prince Hassan appears more of an internet rumor than a realistic prospect. There have been rumors in the press that Prince Hashem of Jordan could potentially become the future husband of Princess Leonor. He is the same age as Leonor, and they are speculated to make a beautiful couple. This speculation arose after the 18-year-old Jordanian prince's first official international visit to Spain with his parents, King Abdullah II and Queen Rania, in June 2023. There were reports in the media that the King and Queen of Jordan allegedly intended to introduce their youngest son to Princess Leonor of Spain, believing she would be an ideal match for him. It was reported also that the princess was not in Spain on the day of their planned meeting. There were suggestions that the King and Queen of Spain did not want to introduce their daughter to the Jordanian prince because they did not consider him a suitable match. This was speculated to be because Princess Leonor was raised Catholic. At the same time, the Prince of Jordan is Muslim, and the difference in faith was seen as a potential obstacle to their relationship. Prince Hashem bin Abdallah is the fourth child of the King and Queen of Jordan. He will not inherit the throne, as this position will go to his older brother, Crown Prince Hussein. Hashem was commissioned into the Jordanian armed forces as a second lieutenant. He is pursuing higher education in America, but will likely dedicate his life to a military career. He shares common traits with Princess Leonor, as she also pursues a military education. They would make a very handsome couple. But I'm skeptical that the King and Queen of Jordan allegedly brought their youngest son to Spain specifically to find him a wife. I think they would like their son to form a more advantageous alliance. For example, their eldest son, Crown Prince Hussein, married the daughter of a billionaire. But let's be honest, the Spanish royal family is considered one of the poorest royal families in Europe. In 2022, King Felipe revealed his wealth is approximately $2.8 million. By royal standards, this is very little. The Spanish royal family does not enjoy luxury at all. Besides, they have no real power in their country. If the Jordanian king and queen wanted to find a wife for their youngest son, they could have found a better option. Last year, there were rumors that Princess Leonor was romantically linked to Pablo Martín Páez Gavira, also known as Gavi, a soccer player for Barcelona and Spain. Reports surfaced after Spain's King Felipe VI approached Gavi after a game to greet him. The king also asked him to sign a T-shirt for his daughter, Leonor, who became a big fan of Gavi. It was also rumored that the young princess kept photographs of Gavi in her folder. Speculation about a possible romance between them began to circulate. Some believed that the princess was secretly in love with the athlete, but it was said that he rejected her. Just imagine what might happen if Princess Leonor were to marry soccer player Gavi. In that case, he would become a member of the royal family and receive the title of king consort. Although he wouldn't have the same constitutional powers as Queen Leonor, everyone would refer to him as the King of Spain, King Gavi. It's possible because Queen Letizia, Princess Leonor's mother, was a TV journalist and divorced before marrying into the royal family. Despite Letizia's background, she became queen. In theory, Leonor can marry anyone she chooses, but the monarch and parliament can exclude her from the line of succession if she chooses an unsuitable partner. Princess Leonor will have the freedom to marry for love. It's difficult to imagine a marriage of convenience in modern Spain. However, it's important to remember that she is a public figure, and her husband's choice will impact the image of Spain in the world. The princess should adhere to certain standards when choosing a partner. It's unlikely that the people of Spain would approve if she decided to marry a foreigner. But there is no law requiring Leonor to marry a Spaniard, and there is no political justification for such a requirement. Therefore, courts and the king would not enforce this. If we consider past examples, such as Felipe himself dating more foreign girls than Spaniards. Her future husband should also have a professional career and a good reputation. For example, if the princess chose to marry a man from North Korea, the Spanish parliament might deem this marriage politically unacceptable and harmful to Spanish foreign policy. In such a case, the parliament could prohibit her from marrying him. Based on these factors, Gavi seems like a suitable match for Leonor. He is Spanish and has a successful career in sports. There have been rumors about Gavi and Princess Leonor being in a relationship, with Gavi even being called the Little Prince. Nevertheless, Gavi doesn't appear to be happy with this attention. If he were to become part of the royal family, he would have to give up his beloved soccer career, which seems unrealistic as members of the royal family have significant responsibilities and little time for personal pursuits. It's unlikely that Gavi would agree to this, but history has shown examples of athletes marrying royals, such as Infanta Cristina and handball star Lucky Undangarn, and Prince Albert of Monaco marrying former swimmer Charlene Wittstock. Leonor never dated with Gavi. Even if she showed some sympathy for him, it was purely platonic. Like many teenage girls, Leonor perhaps was in love with famous athletes and actors. The press may make up the story. It's worth noting that Leonor has a younger sister, Infanta Sofia. When King Felipe VI asked the soccer player for an autograph for his daughter, he may have had Sofia in mind. Unfortunately, the younger sister in this family often remains in the shadows and is often forgotten about. Despite rumors about Gavi and Princess Leonor, it was later revealed that Leonor was friends with a wealthy classmate. The question remains, who is this mysterious boyfriend of the princess? Princess Leonor was rumored to have a secret boyfriend after reports emerged on the Spanish television channel Telecinco in 2022. It was observed that a young man was seen spending time with the royal family during Easter, sparking speculations about their relationship. The Spanish royal family refrained from addressing these rumors as they typically keep the princess's personal life private. It was later revealed that the mysterious young man was actually Leonor's classmate at the UWC Atlantic College in the Vale of Glamorgan, Wales. Princess Leonor attended the educational institution from 2021 to 2023, where she befriended Gabriel Giacomelli, the Brazilian-American son of millionaires. He is just a year older than her, and they remained friends even after graduating from college. UWC Atlantic College is considered an elite educational institution only for teenagers from upper-class families. Children from royal families especially often study there. Despite having only 350 students, the school's roster is incredibly impressive. Classes typically end at around 1 p.m., allowing the students to participate in various extracurricular activities for the rest of the day. These activities include Tai Chi, Zumba, gardening, archery, knitting, and leadership. In this picturesque place, Princess Leonor met her good friend, Gabriel. Her parents approved her choice and even invited the guy to important family events. Gabriel participated in the royal family's trip for Easter 2022 and also at the 70th birthday of Paloma Casolano, Leonor's maternal grandmother. However, sources told Ola magazine that the two have no romantic story. They are reportedly just friends. But do you believe in friendship between a man and a woman, especially at such a young age when hormones are raging? I find it difficult to believe in such friendship. It's hard not to fall in love with such a pretty girl like Leonor. As far as I know, the king and queen are not against their daughters having a relationship before marriage, because this will help them gain important life experience. The princess's alleged relationship immediately hit the press, especially in Europe. So, who is this young man who may be the princess's secret lover? For the first time, information about him appeared in the German magazine Bunte. Gabriel Giacomelli is not yet a millionaire, as they call him, but he is the son of millionaires. His parents are Brazilian-American. His father is an investment banker at Deutsche Bank in Germany, while his mother works in advertising. They hail from Brazil, while Gabriel himself grew up in New York. Gabriel attended a traditional school in Brooklyn with the children of American celebrities. At school, he took art lessons and played football and lacrosse. Then he went to study at UWC Atlantic College in Wales. It was there that he first met Princess Leonor. They had been friends for a while and went to graduation celebrations together. There is even a photo on the internet in which Gabriel tenderly hugs Leonor at graduation. Do you really think they were just friends? This relationship could become something more, but unfortunately, after graduating from college, the couple had to separate. Gabriel returned to New York, where he lives with his parents. Leonor returned to Spain to begin a 3-year military training education program. This is a Spanish tradition. Her father, King Felipe VI, did the same, preparing to become the supreme commander of Spain's armed forces. Once his daughter ascends to the throne, she will become the new supreme commander, and Princess Leonor's life will change when she becomes queen. She will spend a year in each of Spain's military academies, studying with the Air Force, Navy, and Army. It's now difficult for young people to continue communicating because they live on different continents. Young people probably miss each other very much, so when Princess Leonor turned 18 and went on her first solo trip to America, everyone assumed she was there to see her college friend, Gabriel. Some media even stated that Leonor allegedly wanted to reunite with her ex-boyfriend, but of course there was no official confirmation of this. Gabriel values his privacy very much. There is very little information about him on the internet, except for what journalists managed to find out. Princess Leonor also keeps her personal life secret. Even if they are connected by something more than friendship, this relationship most likely has no future because each has started a new life. After studying in Wales, Gabriel continued his studies in New York, where he received an art education. Princess Leonor plunged headlong into her studies at the General Military Academy in Zaragoza. The young girl had to wear a military uniform and study military affairs. Thus, she prepares for her role as Spain's commander-in-chief. When she first arrived at the academy, Leonor completed a module to help her adapt to military life, with the palace releasing images of the royal taking part in lessons in the classroom. The princess was given basic military equipment before the first training session. She will attend naval school after training at the General Military Academy in Zaragoza, Spain's equivalent to Sandhurst. Then the girl will complete her 3 years at the General Air Academy. When Leonor turned 18, she became quite an adult, but this does not mean that now she can do whatever she wants. Rather, it means that she now has a lot more responsibilities. After her 18th birthday, the princess gave her official speech, promising to fulfill her duties faithfully. I have solemnly, formally, and publicly committed myself to our democratic principles and our constitutional values, which I fully assume, and I have assumed a great responsibility towards Spain before the Cortes Generales, which I hope to reciprocate with the greatest dignity and with the best example, said the young princess. Leonor recently went on her first official trip abroad, but she now has to balance her royal duties with her studies, leaving her with less time for typical teenage activities. Attending a military college is quite challenging. The academy operates like a boarding school, with students living in cabins with 12 others for the entire work week. They can only return home occasionally on weekends if there are no maneuvers. Despite being a princess, Leonor adheres to the same strict schedule and requirements as her fellow students. This isn't the typical royal life we imagine. Instead of living in a luxurious palace and driving a luxury car, Princess Leonor has to share a room with 12 other students and follow strict army regulations. Although entitled to a monthly scholarship of 417 euros, Princess Leonor has declined these payments, as she has stated she doesn't need the money. Official data from the royal court shows that the princess is excelling in her studies. For instance, her team won a silver medal in a mixed team fencing competition. However, a 92-year-old journalist and biographer, Jaime Panafil, claims that Princess Leonor often falls asleep in class based on information from one of her classmates. It's unclear why Leonor often falls asleep in class. Perhaps she is not getting enough sleep at night or isn't interested in studying? Not at all, according to the royal biographer. Princess Leonor has narcolepsy, a nervous system disease that causes sudden attacks of falling asleep. The biographer Jaime Panafil also mentioned that King Felipe, Leonor's father, suffers from the same condition and has been known to fall asleep even while standing. However, the royal court has not commented on these claims, and there is a general effort within the royal family to conceal the presence of this disease. Despite her challenges, Princess Leonor is enjoying her studies at the General Military Academy and has found new friends, and possibly even love, during her time there. Recently, she reflected on her first year of military training during a speech at the Medal of Aragon Awards ceremony, showcasing her dedication to her studies and her positive attitude. I confess that when I arrived in Zaragoza on August 17, I came with many expectations, partly because of everything my father had told me, although I also knew that some stages would not be easy. I can tell you that what I have experienced here far exceeds what I thought 10 months ago, the princess continued. In Zaragoza, in Aragon, I have felt at home, welcomed and accompanied in a land that will always be part of my life. Despite the potential health issues and significant responsibilities, Princess Leonor strives to live a normal life for someone her age. Her parents, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, make every effort to ensure their eldest daughter becomes independent and gains life experience. At 16, Leonor left her parents' home to study in Wales, and by 18, she traveled abroad alone for the first time. The King and Queen of Spain can rest assured that their daughter is safe. For instance, at the military academy where she studies, using mobile phones is prohibited to prevent any unauthorized footage of Leonor from being seen in public. Additionally, the princess has a private bathroom and a room where she can have private conversation or meetings. If someone takes photographs of the princess, her guards promptly engage in a serious conversation with that individual and request the deletion of all photographs. Leonor's parents encourage her to live a normal teenage life. For example, Princess Leonor was seen with her military academy friends at a nightclub in Spain's capital last December. Inside, they were in a VIP area and enjoyed the DJ's music without being seen by other club-goers. Only a waiter could access the area where Leonor and her friends were. Throughout the evening, Princess Leonor was accompanied by her security detail. According to a Spanish television program called Fiesta, a significant security presence was at the venue to protect the heiress to the Spanish throne. Leonor and her friends drank vodka and lemon soda. The program reported that the princess was discreet, did not draw attention to herself, danced, had fun, and laughed with her friends. Half an hour before closing, Princess Leonor and her group left the club to visit the Zarzuela Palace. While Leonor tries to live like an ordinary teenager, she cannot completely relax due to the constant security and paparazzi presence that follows her. She is scrutinized in everything she does and cannot make a wrong move, as she represents her entire royal family. However, she has behaved with dignity in public and earned the Spaniards' trust. Since Princess Leonor spends most of her time at the military academy, there is a high probability that she may fall in love with one of her classmates. Lately, there have been more rumors that the princess is in love with one of the guys from her year. These rumors surfaced after the 2023 Hispanic Day celebrations, particularly at the National Day Military Parade, where Leonor caught everyone's attention with her interaction with a young soldier. She was seen all smiles and giggles after talking to this young man. During the traditional welcoming ceremony at the royal palace, the princess was supposed to greet her classmates at the academy, and everything went according to the plan. However, when this guy approached Leonor, her face changed a lot. The princess smiled widely, and her eyes sparkled, resembling the look of a girl in love. The cadet smiled back at her. All the people who witnessed this scene felt that this wasn't just a friendly smile, as it seemed like these young people had one secret in common. And what if the secret is their love relationship? However, these are just our fantasies. After all, the public loves a good love story. Journalists quickly identified the guy as Jose Navarro, a student at a military academy, often seen training alongside Princess Leonor. An interesting observation was made when Leonor took a day off from military training to attend a legislative event, coinciding with Jose meeting a friend outside of military education. This led to speculation that they might have purposefully taken the day off to go on a date and could be having an affair. However, there is no evidence to support these suspicions. Being a princess is not without its challenges, so that everyone immediately speculates about your love life at the least interaction. Despite these challenges, Princess Leonor appears to handle them well. According to polls conducted in Spain by the El Español newspaper, Leonor is now the most popular member of the Spanish royal family, surpassing her father, King Felipe VI. Many believe she is well prepared for her role. One day the princess will find love and marry, and it is hoped that she will make a suitable match. Who do you think would be a good husband for her? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and thanks for watching.